Hello, welcome to the Sports Guru Podcast. I'm Jack Ragone. Today we have a special guest, Mr. Michael Schatzman. He is the head coach of our Minutemen football team. How are you doing today, Mr. Schatzman?
I'm doing fantastic, Jack. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome.
I have some questions for you today about the Minutemen football team. Are you ready?
Always.
Okay. How did you get into coaching?
I started coaching shortly after my college. When I was in college. Shortly after I played baseball at Rowan, and shortly after that, I decided I wanted to get into coaching. I knew I was studying health, physical education, driver's education, so I knew I wanted to be involved in the school district, specifically this school district because I graduated from here and I'm from Washington Township. So I always had a knack for kind of being around kids, and whether it was teaching or coaching. So I got the opportunity to coach in 2011. As a running back coach. I also coached baseball in the spring, and I kind of fell in love with it from the start. So that was really the initial kind of experience for me. I worked some youth camps throughout my high school and college days. Like I said, I always knew I wanted to work with kids, and I had a passion for sports. So I wanted to stay involved as long as possible. So that was really the kind of start for me.
Kind of have a sports background, I guess, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I played football, baseball, basketball growing up. Pretty much all the sports you could name. Played street hockey. I was a Philly sports fan. So sports were kind of surrounded. My uncles were really good athletes here. My cousin was a big sports guy. So. My dad, everybody was kind of around sports for a long period of time. So, again, I knew that was something I was passionate about and I wanted to continue to do as long as possible. And, it's fortunate to get the opportunity to now be the head coach for the high school team.
What is the experience like when coaching during a game?
I would say controlled chaos is probably the best word to describe it. I have an alter ego. People who see me in school, they can get a chance to see me on the field. It's probably two different people, just because, again, the heat of the moment, you're passionate about winning, you want our guys to be successful, and I think that's probably been the hardest transition for me from playing to coaching, where as a player, you're really just in control of what you do, and as a coach, you're trying to take control of what everybody does, and I think that's hard for a lot of people. That's why you see a lot of guys who maybe were really good players that, have difficulties coaching because they're so used to having success, and it's not always like that all the time, and not everybody's going to be as maybe talented as you were as a player. But again, I think patience and having that mindset of putting guys in the right spot at the right time. But yeah, I would say controlled chaos is probably the best term to use. You hear some things that you probably don't hear in the hallway.
Yeah.
But again, it's all out of love, and again the drive to win.
What, in your opinion, makes a good football player?
Dedication, commitment. I think people get so infatuated with the skill level of players, and obviously, skill and talent has a lot to do with it. But realistically, what it comes down to, especially as you get older and the higher the level, whether varsity football to college football to professional football, it really comes down to, your commitment to all the little things, like film preparation, your off-season workout program. Those things are really what makes a complete football player. There's plenty of guys that have a lot of talent and skill level, but what kind of separates the good players from the really, the great players is all those little things that make them more confident, make them better prepared, and that's really the separation. As a high school player, it's realistically it's dedication. We ask a lot of the guys, we expect a lot of them, but at the same time, there's got to be a lot of self-motivation there, and to want to do the things that we want to do. Many people want to work out in the off season in January, 3-4 days a week, but it's a requirement for us. So. It's more to get those guys together and make sure they understand that we're trying to achieve a championship, and if we want to do that, they have to do their part, and that also results in them becoming a better player and a better person, which that's the ultimate goal for us.
It takes a lot of hard work, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, no, listen, it's not an easy. Not everybody does it. We have 125 or so guys in our program, so it's not for everyone. We try to explain that to kids as they enter as freshmen. It's different. It's different than youth sports. It's different than some other sports. There's definitely a different level of commitment that is required, at least for us, and what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish.
How do you develop a game plan?
That's a great question. We meet on Sundays as a coaching staff, so we'll play on Friday night. The players have off on Saturday. The coaches will watch the film from the previous game of that Friday night on Saturday by themselves, however they want to do it. Me personally, I like to get up a little early on Saturday and get all that stuff done and kind of review mistakes we made. We grade our players based on their performance on Friday. We share that with them on Sunday when we get together and meet. We'll have a lift on Sunday morning, and then Sunday afternoon we get together as a coaching staff and we start developing the game plan for the next week. And that might change a little bit over Monday, Tuesday, but by Wednesday usually we have everything that we want to do kind of finalized. But yeah, that's probably for us, it's the preparation as coaches. Our hard work comes over the weekend and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then really Thursday, Friday. It's really the players' time to kind of execute what we put in place. And they get a packet. It's just like taking a test. So test day is Friday. Game day for us, that's the test. So how well they prepared, how well they studied, how well they know their opponent, and then anything that we put in throughout the week that we want to make sure they're grasping, we'll make sure we do that.
Yeah, I'd imagine it probably feels a little rewarding when you prepare all the week, and when they go out and during a game they execute. It's got to probably feel rewarding as a coach.
Oh, that's the best feeling when you put something together throughout the week and then you get a chance to see that come to life on Friday. And again, I think the kids love to see that as well. It's like the hard work and the preparation that you put in throughout the week, and making sure that everybody's on the same page, and that comes to life. And it's like having a show. We kind of compare it to that. Our dress rehearsal, our practice, and then Friday's showtime. And it's when you do well and you have success, it pays off.
What is your record right now?
We are 3-2 right now. Yeah, we are 3-2.
Who do you think will be your toughest opponent?
We have a couple tough games. We play one of the tougher schedules in South Jersey. We lost a tough one in double overtime to Holy Spirit, who's one of the better programs in South Jersey. We lost the first week of the season to Mainland down in Ocean City, who's currently number 2 in South Jersey. So we try to make sure that we're competing against some of the better teams, which will help us hopefully down the road in the playoffs when you meet some of those caliber teams that are really good. We have Vineland this week, who's a bigger school. They're a Group 5 school just like us in our division, so that's always a tough game. We have Winslow next week, who's one of the top teams in South Jersey. Shawnee, who's always really good. And then we finish the year at Clearview, who's another kind of Gloucester County type of rival. So yeah, it doesn't really get much easier as we go. We try to take it one at a time, but yeah, there's some teams on the schedule coming forward that are going to be tough.
How far do you think your team can go?
Yeah, I like to think we can go to the distance. We have a talented group. I think if we eliminate some mistakes that we made and maybe those 2 losses that we had, I think we can compete with anybody. And playoff football is just like any other sport. I mean, it's playoffs it's one and done, and crazy things happen. And we've been in situations where we've seen teams who are really high seeds and had really great regular seasons and get knocked off in the first round. And we've also seen teams that have come out of nowhere and kind of in the middle of the road and played really well at the right time and got better. So yeah, I mean, I think I think our guys believe that. I know our coaches believe that we can really take it to the next step this year and have some success in the playoffs.
That's all I have for you today. Would you like to add anything else?
No, I appreciate what you're doing. I love this, and I think it's awesome, and you're going to be fantastic. You'll get better as it goes, but I appreciate it. I know we talked over the last couple of years. We always talk some Philly sports, so I love your passion for sports, and you do a great job. So continue to do what you're doing.
Thank you for being here today. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day.
Absolutely, anytime, anything for you, Jack.
That will be all on this edition of the Sports Guru Podcast. I'm Jack Ergun, and see you next time.